Good morning everybody and welcome to 15 Minutes of Thought. My name is Dr. J.D. Swanson. I'm the author of Karate Science for those who don't know me. And so what this is a continuation of what we did last time, which is Heian Sandan. We're sort of doing a little bit of a deep dive into it. And last time what we covered the idea of the uchuke, the double block, coming around, the double block, and then to the mirotuke. From here, what I want to do is I want to cover that line up the middle and then to here, and just talking about just different variations that I've seen around. Again, this is not the official way to do the kata. It's about helping you make the kata better. One of my good friends in Williamsport, PA, always comments about picking pepper out of fly poop. And so you'll always see, oh, it should be this way, it should be that way, these little tweaks. The key thing here is that one, you must do whatever your instructor says. That's most important because they will understand what's clear with your association or organization. Number two, you've got to understand that there's certain mechanical principles that must be interrelated for the application and also teaching your body how to move, which is what kata is about, right? And then from there, use these variations to help you understand your body better. Okay, so those three things. So let's just quickly recap what we did last time to warm up, and then from there we'll move on. So what I want you to do is just making yoi, practicing the first motion, just thinking that nice straight drop, load and execute of the uchuke. Make sure you use the cover hand, that's your saving hand. So it's here, one. Then from here the double block, check, pull, check the back foot, check opening, make sure your stance is good. From here, rotate in, 1, 2. Then from here, load, expand, round. Then from here, thinking. Here, open, check, body, 1, rotating under, load, 1, 2. Then from here, thinking the drop, so you might be here, 1, 2. You might be here just dropping. You might be here pushing in, whichever floats your boat. And so what I'd like you to do is practice up to that point, right? Use that to warm up, use it to think and function into the actual technique. So press pause, give that a go. Excellent. Okay, so you've got that first half. From here, now let's move on. So if you remember rightly, last time I talked about that point of mirotuke, and then this sort of rotate, or that it's a sort of pushing feeling. So you could equally punch or block and punch or block and punch with that hand. That's the concept of the augmentation. Sensei Steve Ubel really sort of helped me think about that particular concept, and I think it's critical. Right, both hands are in, the timing's different, you know, that people are relatively close to you. So with that same concept, as you move, and you've seen this before kind of in Heian Nidan, make sure, as you make the switch from the mirote, don't pull this hand back. Don't have that feeling. Just allow your body to rotate where it needs to go, but keep your hands in place. This mirote, this punch, is already on a line towards you. That's the feeling. It's pushing forward. It's not pushing this way, it's pushing that way. So allow it to remain there. And as you make that rotation, push. See how this trajectory, this hand, does not change. This one comes down and pushes out, but this doesn't. This is still almost like an arrow straight at you. It's already set up that way. So pay attention to that. Don't let this flop around. Don't control your body. Don't, oh, my body's turning, so this whole structure needs to shift. It doesn't. Leave it where it is, rotate to where you need to go, and then push. Okay? So allow that piece to happen. Second thing, as you make the osayuke, push the elbow forward. Make sure hand is up whether you block here or block it down. This pushing forward of the elbow, as far as your elbow is concerned, this is a punch. Right? This will just go down naturally. What that does is that will guide the technique in and on an angle away from you. If you just club down, all you're doing is guiding the technique straight into your own testicles. And you don't really want that. Well, maybe you do. Anyway, so as you're here, have this feeling of the mirote, or if it's even in shuto, here, feel that push forward. Feel that push to make this drive. And again, all this has to do is just continue on its path that already is. If we're in mirote, same feeling. This simply pushes forward, and this can drive straight through. So allow that piece to happen, allow that feeling. So from here, we're in the mirote, we've just boom, boom, we've dropped down. Have the feeling here. As you step in, feel, oh, that was lucky. So feel this connection like there's a rubber band between here, and this pushes out to punch here. So at worst, this might be, rather than just being sort of a blocking down, you might imagine you're stepping into and stopping somebody moving that way. You could have that feeling, that driving into somebody's throat, right? Or chest, or whatever, crowding them in. And this makes sense for the kata, right? First one, we blocked, we bang, bang, right? We stepped up into them, we attacked them. This can be the same sort of concept. You're down, you've made that initial block, they're at good distance. Now break the distance and grab them by the throat. Drive them back, right? This feeling. So don't be afraid to use that within the kata, having that sort of aggressive flavor to it. Right? So we're here, feel, drop, then from here, push with the elbow, push up, then feel, straight in. This sits under the wrist, right, just below the funny bone, the base of the tricep, and here like so. Some people pull one finger in, or you can leave them out, whatever. I would never use this, right? I'm not one of those guys who goes out and hits their hands in sand and things like that. I don't need to be that cool. Instead, I would change this to koko and just hit them in the throat. Works equally as well. They'll go down and cry. I don't need to pull their rib cage out of their chest. So from here, have the feeling of drop, then from here, pull and drive. So it's not one, then two. This is in action. This is in action as you go. Here, in action as you move. So with that, give that little sequence a go. Have a play, and then we'll come back in a second. Excellent. Okay, so the feeling, one, pull, two, step. The next part is, of course, the kibadashi. And what you must do as you do this is slow it down. Okay, I'm going to show you multiple kinds of footwork. I'll show you the one that's most common, but I'll show you one that I learned off Kanazawa Sensei as well, just for a variation if you're thinking about it in terms of throwing and so forth. So the most common, the way that you should do this most readily, you've just come through from here. The way I do it, the way I was taught by my instructor, was to rotate this hand first. There are other variations of dropping it down and so forth. Me, JD, simply rotates. Then what I imagine is there's a camera, like it's an open shutter frame. They go click, the frame's open, and then click, the frame's going to close at the end. The only thing that would be in focus is my hand. My hand remains here, and I simply step up to it, and then I'm able to go out. So it's imagine that I'm sitting here, I have something sort of solid, and what I do is I hang on to it, I turn, I simply move up to it. That's the feeling that you want, right? Not this sort of here and then I pull it away. Okay, so try and keep just that piece sort of set up, just that piece in place. So I'm here, feel that rotation, and then as you step, see it's naturally going to fall down anyway. I don't pull down, that's muscling. I want to be just here, and as I step up, boom. The position I end up here is Heizokudachi. So if I do it the other way, I'm here, I rotate, I step up, and I stop. And I stop myself in this position. Feet together, bum tucked in, hand here, opposite hand here, like so. And I will, when I'm teaching beginners or when I'm practicing myself and I find that I'm going off kilter, I will force myself to stop here. A couple of other things that are important is don't, because you can't control it, keep your body simply here, don't think of it as a rotation, simply step up. And then you can control the motion, you can control what you want to do. So allow that piece to happen. Don't think of it, keep your feet, don't bring them around like so. Rather, simply have the feeling as if you're just stepping through. Have the feeling as if I'm simply, rather than stepping through this way, I just step through the other way. Have that flavor in mind. Okay? So make sure that you give that particular piece a go. Okay? Right. Let me just check the video here. There we go. Okay, so have that feeling, right, of just launching straight in. So as you move, have the rotation, step up, and stop. So what I want you to do is I want you to practice that. Now as you hit your back, push your bum. Here, turn, to make sure that this connects or was connected the whole way through. Or grab hold of something like a CD or somewhere a penny, hold it between your butt cheeks as you step up. Then you can step out into the kibadachi as you need. Right? So, here's what I want you to do. Practicing. Rotate, stop. Just to there. Practice here, turn, stop. If you need to, try a wall, step up. This kind of feeling, having that flavor. So practice just to this point and stop. Press pause, give it a go. Excellent. Okay, so you've gotten halfway through the turn. Now feel, rotate, step up. Now step straight out to kibadachi. Right? And from here, as this goes, two things happen. I rotate this wrist. I strike out. Tetsui. 1, 2. This feeling. So it's a pull, push. So from here, turn, step up, now push, out. So practice it from that Heizuku position, then drive through. Once you're comfortable with that, you can then speed it up. So have less of a stop in Heizuku dachi, but I still go through it. So as I turn, I'm here, rotate, step, step. Just like so. So it's here, rotate, step, step. As I go, and you can see there's a slight, just where I stabilize myself. I change my motion from being this rotational torque that I have to control to simply stop it and then make it linear. Okay, which is the difficulty of this motion. So it's here, rotate, stop, push. And then as you get better, that becomes smaller and smaller. So with that, give that one line a go and then I'll show you a quick variation. Excellent. Okay, so you've got that. This is another way Kanazawa Sensei showed me. Think of it for application purposes primarily. But from here, you can make the rotation. Instead of coming to Heizuku, whoop, toes caught. Instead of coming out to Heizuku, boom, here, this time, think about it, step, and rotate in. So what I'm doing here is I'm literally, rather than coming through this sort of stop, I'm reaching and then rotating out. Okay, so it's, instead of coming to this nice halfway balance point and stepping out, I simply stretch my body and make. So sort of a little quicker, this feeling. It's a little bit more difficult, it's a little bit unorthodox, but you can think about it now. I've got a grip, I'm just snapping through and just winding them out. Very much like the classic, that you always see, the rotation, 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 this kind of action, this kind of movement that's very common. Excellent. So, with that, press pause, give it a go. Excellent. Okay, the last piece. So we've just finished the tetsui. Now from here, the step through. This last piece. As you move, there's multiple ways to do it. Number one, whole body moves together. So it's this push off the rear leg, this pull off the front, the squeezing of the legs, then rotate the hip and push. That's number one. That's one way to do it. So practice from here. Have the feeling of squeezing your legs together. Then as the hip goes and the feet move as a consequence of the hip. My foot moves here, open and through. My foot moves here and pushes through. That's an okay way to do it. So as soon as I engage my soon-to-be rear leg, that's when my foot moves. That's one way. Be very careful of your knees. The alternative way, and this is a way Sensei Riley does it, is from here, simply push and make Zenkutsudachi first. Zenkutsudachi and drive. Right, so it's here, drive off the back leg, push my body weight, turn and push. Both are correct. It depends on your body type. The thing you don't want to do is this. Right? Any movement that you have should be in the direction you want. If I'm here, this does nothing except I lose all the springiness in my hip. Here, if I do it Sensei Riley's way, I'm actively pushing and using that momentum. If I'm doing it the other way, it's here, squeeze together, then use. The timing for both and the timing of the punch becomes slightly different. This one becomes a wait, go! Whereas the other ends up being go! Just drive in. So practice both, see which one floats your boat and which one works best for your knees. Those with sore knees, quite frankly, this is the better option for you. If you're funny like me, this is the way I was taught, squeeze, compress, then go. Either is fine. And so with that, press pause, give it a go. Excellent. So what we have now is we have the entire first half of the kata. So what I want you to do is I want you to practice 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That feeling. And again, the feeling of this down the line should be more as you move you want it a little bit more sort of 1, 2, 3, 4. Having that feeling, that boom, 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 feeling as you go through. So with that, practice the first half of Heian Sandan. And with that, we'll stop here for today. And we'll go through the second half of the kata, or the last parts, next time. So have an awesome day. And I'll talk to you again soon. Hey, us. Thank you very much. Take care.